CMPradio.net, man. You already know it's your boy, Uncle P, and this is Uncomfortable Conversations. On last week's show, we were talking about attachment styles, right? How they could negatively affect your relationship and positively affect your relationship. And we were talking about, secure attachment, right? I feel safe giving and receiving love. Anxious attachment, I need reassurance, or I fear being abandoned. Avoidant attachment, I don't like depending on others. I keep my guard up. And fearful avoidant, I want love, but I don't trust it. And we were talking about how attachment styles can ruin your relationship, but the one that can help it is secure attachment. And it takes a while. After someone has dealt with childhood trauma or childhood neglect or abuse, to overcome that. But it also takes you talking to a therapist, going to someone, and like Drea B said, you can't heal what you don't reveal. So today we're back. How you doing, Drea?
Hey, hi everybody.
We're back and we're talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. And I'm not pushing the whole don't attach, right? But most men don't want attachment. But today we're talking about a connection without attachment.
So this is going to be one of my favorite episodes because we're going to really get into it today.
Yes, we are.
So what we are going to explore, the difference between connection and attachment, the pros and cons of a non-attached relationship, real life relationship examples, friendships, situationships, and partnerships, what happens when one person catches feelings and the other doesn't, how to set boundaries and maintain emotional balance, and connection versus attachment. So, connection is based on mutual understanding, shared energy, and enjoying the moment. Attachment brings expectations, emotional dependency, and sometimes a fear of loss. So I'm going to read you guys something. I really live by this motto regarding detachment. I want y'all to listen up. Detachment isn't about being cold-hearted or unkind. It's about honoring who you are, respecting yourself, and protecting your peace. It's loving people for who they are instead of who you want them to be. It's moving with certainty and trusting your path without needing to control the outcomes. It's living without fighting and giving without demanding because your intentions are pure and your expectations are placed on yourself, not on others. It's walking away gracefully from people, places, and experiences that don't align with how you want your life to feel. It's accepting that you are the only person responsible for how you feel, behave, live your life. Detachment is self-love and protection. It's a daily commitment to love without need and give without expectation. It's freedom from chaining your happiness to someone else's actions.
Freedom. I don't have no problem. I don't disagree with any of that. We were just talking before the show, and I was giving her a little behind the scenes view of me and how I do things. And I told her, you telling a man that you don't have to be attached, that ding ding ding, thank you. Attaching yourself to someone hurts. And if you are a man who has dealt with that pain before, you know how mind altering, how that has you doing crazy things. And women do the same thing, right? But if you attach to a person securely, right? If you are capable of not being an emotional avoidant or running from the attachment, and you can really have a conversation, because that's what it's about. Having a conversation, talking about what you want, how you love, what you see, We don't have those conversations. We don't take a person on a first date and ask that person what's their love language. You feel me? We don't even ask them do you even know what a love language is? Right? You know, we too busy looking at what we looking at. Right? Whether it's her body, whether it's her face, you're like, damn, this girl is, yeah, I can't wait. You feel me? And whole time, it's some things in there that you don't really know because you didn't ask the question. So you lose. And it becomes difficult to maintain a healthy connection because you didn't ask the right question. Right? And you got to ask the question of yourself before you go out, before you're out there on the dating scene. I wasn't healthy. I was unhealthy. Dating, unhealthy. Broken, unhealthy dating. Giving, receiving. Some people will say taking, right? Taking love. So we were talking about, she was like, well, your heart is closed. No, it's not. Remember that song back in the day? I got an ice box where in my heart. It's definitely a cryo freezer. And if you stick your hand in there, you might pull it out and your hand fall off, right? And without my heart, and that's not because you're unworthy. That's because we together, we have not talked about what we both want.
So I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
So I truly believe that, you know, when you're connected to someone, it definitely is more healthier to be connected than attached, because for me, I don't want to be dependent on anything or anyone for my happiness, because I said last episode, I have everything that I need within myself.
Yes.
So although I have mastered the art of detachment, I love very hard. But the thing is, I give freely. I love hard. However, I know that some things are not meant to last forever. Some things are. But I give in not knowing that. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't have, I'm not holding on to anything, anyone. I don't care how much I love you. At the end of the day, I'm going to give love freely without any terms or it's really unconditional when I love. However, I know at the end of the day, I am responsible for my own happiness. We are all responsible for our own happiness. So it's I give and I don't expect. I only expect from myself. I can only depend on myself far as regulating my emotions and all of that. I can't depend on somebody. My feelings, how my life goes is based on how somebody feels about me. I will not ever give anyone that type of power again. So at the end of the day, I want to talk about the pros of connection without attachment. So it's freedom, no pressure to meet expectations.
What do you mean freedom? No pressure to meet expectations. How is that a thing, right? How does that happen, right? Because you need both parties to agree to that, right? And if both parties aren't agree to that, then you're constantly again. Talk to your therapist.
Okay.
Right? Because we saying a connection without attachment, and that's 9 times out of 10. That's what most men probably want.
So I'm gonna say this: do you believe in being in flow when things are just you meet somebody in the vibe, it's just organic? It's just.
Are we having sex? Yes or no? See,
Well,
is that the expectation? Are we having sex or are we not?
Why does it matter if we having sex or not having sex?
Because that's why people get together. People don't get together to whittle no basket.
I understand that,
I'm not
but
hanging out with no chick to get her nails done and to sit there and talk about the sky color.
no, I get that, but I'm not just talking about romantic connections. I'm talking about across the board.
Across the board.
Across the board. Things should be in flow, organic. That's my belief.
Okay.
So when you're in flow, it's you don't have pressure. You don't have pressure when you're just going with the flow. It's just in flow. And whatever happens in that,
that's what I'm
in that
saying.
flow.
So what happens in that flow to allow it to just be flow, right? If we're hanging out, we're vibing. Let's say we're 3 months in, we're talking, right? You know, and eventually somebody's going to want something. It doesn't always have to be the man.
Okay.
It could be the woman.
Okay.
Right? No expectations. How do you have that with no expectations, right? Because does he not have a need? Does she not have a need? Does it not need to be met, right? And what happens after it's met? What happens after we have sex? There's no expectation. So somebody told me the other day, if you're spending time with a chick, you feel me? If you're hanging out with her, if you're always around her, you're in a relationship.
no, that's not true.
I personally said I would think we would need to talk about whether we were in a relationship before we were in a relationship.
I agree. Just because you know,
You think I'm spending time with you means I want a relationship with you when I'm just hanging out with you because you're a friend. You feel
sex
me?
does not equate being in a relationship. I don't care how many times you're having sex with someone.
Hey,
I
listen,
don't.
I just wanted to know.
Okay.
Right? Okay. All right.
Okay. So we said, okay, freedom, no pressure to meet expectations.
No expectations. I'm not meeting no expectations. Okay, go ahead.
Emotional independence, so no emotional baggage or heartbreak.
No emotional baggage or heartbreak. So no what? What does that mean? Like how? No emotional baggage. You can't come to me with your problems?
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
What I'm saying is it's like you're not dependent, you're not dependent on that person. Like, how do I explain it? You're just not dependent on them emotionally. Like, you're connected.
Right.
I enjoy time with you. We vibe. But if you was to pull your energy away,
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be
upset.
tripping.
Right.
And I could still see you in the street and say, hey,
Hey, what's up?
And it's still all good. It's still, we had our experience, because life is about experiences. We had our little experience. It was what it was, and we go on about our business. If that's what it is. If that's what it is. So not basing your, not being attached, emotional, you're dependent on somebody. I just don't agree with that.
Emotional independence is a real thing.
Yeah.
And that needs to be practiced. Right?
You got to be able to regulate your own emotions.
You have to
not
be
depending on somebody else to do it.
You have to be able to regulate your own emotions. You have to be able to count to 10 before you spaz out and yell. I don't want you to get mad at a person because they didn't come. They said 10:30 and they showed up at 11. You feel me?
Right.
Like, you're not mad at them. They're there, right? Am I here? Like I used to say, and maybe that was just my ignorance. Did you die? And, we will always argue over that. Like, did you die? Like, literally. And I didn't realize how cold that sounded.
Okay.
Right? And but I've been blocked. I've been in that block, right? I've been in this block. I've operated in this block for the last 16 years, right?
Wow.
So that's how I'm not hurting you. I just showed up late. I had something else to do. I had to make sure this happened. I had to make sure that happened. I had to take care of this. I had a lot of things I had to take care of. So I'm late. I apologize. You still want to go, right? The movie don't start. I wasn't coming to pick you up and go straight to the movies, right? The movie don't start till 12.
Right.
But I'm here. I'm a little late. I apologize, right?
Right.
But that emotional baggage when you don't show up on time, when you can't get a gift, when you can't do something, right? And, they come through, they flatten your tires, they break your window, or, why are you that emotional that it goes straight to 59 before you even say, let me count to 10 and understand that he's busy.
Right.
You feel me? Like he got things he has to do. You feel me? He has to work. He has to do this. Mm-hmm. So he can't always show up when he says he's going to. I can't cut things off. I know a lot of people can, but I can't because that's not how I operate, right? So, emotional baggage or heartbreak is emotional independence, and you don't have to bring that when we have our conversations or when we're going out. What's the next one?
Mutual enjoyment. So focus on the present moment without overthinking. Oh, this is so important because I think about the new connections I developed in the last 2 years. I love these new connections, but when I think I don't think about like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. I might think about, okay, summertime, I'm looking forward to going to the beach, or I'm looking forward to this, but I'm not looking like, oh my God, this person's going to be in my life 10 years from now, because I'm not sure of that.
Do you got to go in the future? Can it be in the past too? You say don't focus on the past. If it says focus on the present moment without overthinking the future, I think it should have without overthinking the future or the past. Right? Because if y'all have a past relationship and you've done something in the past, don't keep on bringing that up, because you're living in the past if you bring it up. I don't want to live in the past.
True.
I'm trying to live right now.
But if you...
It's about mutual enjoyment. It's not mutual if you bringing up things that I did in the past and I don't like it. That enjoyment is not mutual. You're not enjoying it because you're bringing up things from the past, and I'm not enjoying it because you're making me relive them, right? So don't do that. It says focus on the present moment.
So with that being said, it's like, I feel like if two people are dealing with each other and something happens and somebody did something somebody didn't like, and you decide to forgive, then it should be, once you forgive, I don't want to hear that again.
Okay.
That's just, I'm not saying you forget,
right.
But when you get in an argument, it shouldn't be like, yeah, I remember when you did X, Y, and Z, and that's why I shouldn't have forgave you, and blah, 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 blah. Once you decide to forgive someone, it should be boop.
Okay.
Not saying that you forget it in your head,
right.
But even when you're arguing, you just don't bring it up. That's just for me.
Okay. Hey man, listen, I agree with you 100%, right? I mean, these are the pros and cons of a connection without attachment. And of course, we'll talk about the cons, right? Because I'm guaranteed the cons have a lot to do with emotion.
And I also want to say something about detachment. Like, in this journey I'm in, I accept people for who they are and not what I want them to be. So many people are in relationships, connections, friendships based off of potential. They have the potential to be this, the potential to be that, and they may stay in situations based off of potential. Sometimes potential is good, but if it's like, okay, this person keeps on showing you their stripes, but you're like, well, they can change, and they keep on doing the same stuff that you don't like, but you holding on to that potential have you stuck.
Yeah, you see what happened in acrimony. That the brother had potential.
Yeah.
She got mad. She got frustrated. They believed that he was cheating on the girl. Same thing. She left and kicked him out, and then this hit. Then he came back and he gave her the money. He bought the house, and she went crazy. Emotion.
No, I remember that was a crazy movie, but I'm just saying, accepting people for who they are and not what you want them to be, because it's a lot of people that just, they be in situations and
that's not potential though. That's how you view them. You know what I mean? Like if you want somebody to, I want him to be perfect. No one is perfect. I want everyone out there in Facebook to understand that no one is perfect. No one, not even you. You make mistakes.
Absolutely.
You fall short, right? But if you love somebody, if you want to build something with somebody, you have to understand. I said this, God gave you free will. So whatever you choose to do is beneficial for you. I can't be mad at that. I remember getting mad. Oh, she ain't called. Oh, she cheated. Oh, no, that's what you decided to do. That has nothing to do with me. As long as you ain't come back and give me no disease, as long as you ain't come back and lie to me and got some niggas out front waiting to shoot me or do something to me, like if what you do don't affect me, it don't make me, what you eat don't make me shit.
But this is another thing. Your behavior shouldn't be predicated on somebody else's behavior. If you're a good-hearted person, and even if somebody hasn't been good to you, I'm not saying be a doormat, but
I've been tit for tat all my life. If you got a gun, I got a gun.
See,
it's only fair. If you got a knife, I got a knife. If you got rope, I got rope. If you got a spare tire in the back, I got a spare tire in the back. That's it's even.
It's even.
That's it.
It's going to always be a cycle. You're going to tit for tat, tit for tat.
Yeah, if you love me, I love you. People want reciprocal relationships. That's reciprocal. You did something to me, I'm going to do the same thing right back to you. That's not reciprocal?
If you can't handle whatever was done, just walk away from the situation. You don't have to go tit for tat. Did this was a non-negotiable, so I'm done.
And then you're going to deal with the same situation when you go to the next person.
Who said?
9 times out of 10 you do. 9 times out of 10 you do. 9 times out of 10 you do.
When you raise your frequency.
Yeah, you got to.
When you raise your frequency,
yeah,
you do not.
Yeah, you got to
raise that frequency, because if you stay in that low vibration, you will absolutely have the same stuff.
It's some high vibrational people that still do the same stuff.
We're human though,
right?
Still.
That's what I'm saying. So you're still, regardless, you have to deal with a new person. You have to talk to this new person. You're learning to love this new person, and you already love someone else. And because they made a mistake, and now you're trying to be on even. All right, listen, look, we got the knives out. You see, you got a machete, I got a machete.
So we being petty, Betty?
No, we're not. It's not so much being petty. It's we're even, right? What I didn't make you poop. What you didn't make me poop. But we're even now, so we can continue to move on.
But in relationships, everything is not like, okay, we want reciprocity, but sometimes there's going to be someone giving more. Somebody might be at one point in time, if somebody might be giving 60, some might be giving 40, but somebody might be giving 75, somebody might get 25, but it's depending on, or whatever, or 80 and 20. Depending on the situation, what that person may need. Everything's not going to be even. In a perfect world, it would. But anybody in a healthy relationship, there's at some point you're giving a little bit more. It's not always going to be 50-50 everything. Everything is, no. Somebody's going to have a different type need that they may need a little bit more. Does that mean, I can't be with you because I had to give 60 this time and I only got 40. It's not fair.
No, I'm not saying don't be with them because you gave more. I'm just saying, just treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you do something, know that something can be done to you.
Okay, touche.
That's it.
It can be done, but it doesn't have to be done. Just because you don't have to pay bad for bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad for bad. It's not. You had fun, didn't you? Didn't you do what you wanted to do? How many times do you see a post where they say, dude cheated 274 times and the girl went out on a date? Ah!
Yeah, I see that.
It's funny, but it's not really funny because, he was just going. I think it's more emotional when females cheat, right? They have to get to know you. You feel me? With men, it's just like you just have to look nice. I guess they don't even gotta look nice. Like some people just do it just to do it. You feel me? Like, so it's like when you get back at me, and I loved you and I didn't cheat on you, you need to know I'm going outside. I'm going to hang out. Right? I'm going to come in late.
So that's going to make you feel better for the moment, temporarily, but the issue still remains. Did you get to the root of the problem?
No.
As to what?
If we're not capable of talking about it. If we're not capable of talking, if we're not capable of you saying what I did wrong, what led you out to do what you want to do, if you just want to say, yeah, I did what I did and I'm sorry and it won't happen again, but we need to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to share. All right, so I'll never know what I did wrong. So that means it might continue to happen. You might feel this pain again and do what you did again. We need to be able to have uncomfortable conversations.
Absolutely.
Right? And if we can't, I learned this, if we can't have uncomfortable conversations, then we need to be, going to get tested frequently.
So, let's go to the cons of a connection without attachment.
The cons. The cons. One-sided feelings. One person may develop attachment while the other remains detached. It sounds like, somebody want to hold on to something that's good to them. And the other person is like, we agreed in the beginning that we wouldn't catch feelings. How would that make you feel?
So this is the thing. I don't feel, and this is maybe just my mindset. You can be detached and it doesn't mean that you don't feel. You just don't have that dependency. But that's through my lens.
Dependency is a feeling. I need this thing. Dependent. You're dependent on water.
No, I have these feelings. I care. I love. I want to show up for you, but I don't need you. I want you, but I don't need you. I love you, but if something was to happen and you walked away, I might shed a little thug tear, but life goes on. And it's no, like...
You're healed. You've done the work.
Healing is linear, so it's always. I still.
You're still
triggered.
healing.
You're still healing.
You're
Yeah.
still capable of doing the work.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're talking to people that ain't nowhere near the room. They don't even know it exists. Right? So one-sided feelings, right? You feel for this guy, he done told you no. Or you feel for this woman and she done told you, no, I don't know.
Okay, so again, I guess you have a point because some people don't have the capacity because they don't have the tools. So when we stop personalizing things, some things is not really about us.
No, it's not.
Even though we're in stuff with people,
right.
but their behavior towards us is nothing to do with us.
Right.
It has everything to do with them. And once you get that in your head, it helps you when dealing with people.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right.
Trust me.
Right. You got some issues. I need you to go talk to somebody. I don't
Right.
have a problem with giving my therapist number out. I give it out all the time. I need you to go talk to a therapist about what you're feeling. Again, you don't heal what you what?
But you don't reveal.
What you don't reveal, right? So it's hard for a person to go into a therapist and just and you playing with him and you expect him to heal you or help you get to a point where you can heal yourself, because that's what it's really about.
Right.
He can't heal you, right? You can say, oh yeah, I love my life. Oh my, everything's great. And he's like, oh, well, why are you in therapy? Oh, my
Right.
girlfriend said I need to come. Why? I don't know. She just, she don't like what I be doing. Well, what do you be doing? He'll ask you the questions to get as deep as he
Right.
possibly can. But if you, oh man, I be hanging out with my homies, man, playing PlayStation. Yeah. She get mad at me when I go over there. How often do you do that? Well, I do that every night. Or how long do you go over there? Oh, I go over there from 9 to 12. 9 to 12, you're with your homies every night?
Yeah, that just seems suspect.
And you got a girlfriend at home?
seems suspect.
Like, what's the issue? No, we just, that's what we do. We've always done it. We've been doing it for the past 5 years. 5 years? Every night?
Yeah, that's a little
9
weird.
to 12? And you ain't doing nothing else? Yeah, we go over there, we get drunk, we smoke cigars, we play around. Men? Doing this every night?
Every night.
9 to 12? He gonna keep asking you the question, and then when it clicks in your head that he's kind of saying that you're doing something with the men, you're like, no, I ain't. All right, man, I'll be cheating. You feel me? Like, well, why are you cheating? What is it that? Because when I come in the house, man, my girl be snapping, man. She be yelling, fussing, screaming, and hollering, and I don't like that. My mom used to. Hey, you got to go deep, bro. But if you're not willing to talk about what you've dealt with, what you're experiencing currently, you can't get the help.
Facts.
Right? So I don't want anybody to think you can go to therapy and play with the therapist and he give you what you need. You have to reveal where your pain is.
Facts.
Right? You have to say, like, listen, mom used to leave me in the house with my brothers. I had to grow up fast. I wasn't able to have a childhood. I had to be responsible. Right? So now I just like to go and hang out and go to the bar and I might flirt with a couple chicks. And when you get to flirting with a couple chicks like those, they come on to you. And now you sitting there, now you at a hotel knocking one of them off, trying to get home to your girl in enough time. What happens, right? You got to go to therapy. You got to reveal that. You got to talk about that if you want to heal from it. So, miscommunications. Miscommunication. If intentions aren't clear, it can lead to hurt. Talking to your partner.
Having those uncomfortable conversations.
Talking to your partner about what you see, what you want. Right? Again, this is the cons of connection without attachment. We're not attaching, right? We're talking, we're connecting on a different level. So if intentions aren't clear, it can lead to hurt. So your intentions need to be stated. What do you want? What do you need? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to see? What do you want me to say? Right? So listen, this is what I want. This is how I see it. I don't want you to play games with me. I want you to be honest. And if you can't be honest, then that's a boundary. There's nothing wrong with throwing fences up around your heart. There's nothing wrong. Like, you can't be like, yeah, I just let anybody in and they just go crazy and they just tear it. No, they tearing you up, bro. Like, so put your boundaries up.
Facts.
Right? And if you got to double ply that joint, you feel me? Like, put 2 boundaries up. You let them inside the inner wall and you got to, okay, then they can come in. But, boundaries are a clear warning to yourself that this thing could hurt. This relationship could hurt. This could go left. So I don't want you to come into this section until you've proven that you're worthy. And that's hard. That's absolutely hard. A lack of stability. Without attachment, there may be no real commitment or foundation. Without attachment, there may be no real commitment or foundation. What do you think about that, right? Because you're against attachments.
So, okay, I'm against dependency.
That's an attachment.
I'm very against that.
Emotional dependency.
But I am very in touch with my feelings.
Okay.
I feel all the feels, but I don't want to be dependent on anyone for my happiness. I don't want to be dependent on anyone I don't want to be dependent.
I said something in the beginning. We were talking about emotions. Mm-hmm. Can you maintain a deep bond without letting emotions take over?
I've learned that. It's very tricky at times, but I've learned that. But I feel, this is the thing, I feel all my emotions. I can be vulnerable in all those things. I just don't depend on my emotions to be the factor of me to behave a certain way. Because if I went off my emotions on certain things, man.
I say, man, listen, all this, there's attachments and being in a relationship without attachments and a connection. We can have a deep connection. You can have a deep connection with a lot of people.
Deep connection without attachment, without being dependent on that person. Connected. You have freedom to go. It's fluid. It flows. And even if you go to the left and that person goes to the right, if you are really connected, if it's meant for y'all to intertwine back again, you're connected. But when you're attached, it's like sometimes people be attached, like we talked about last week, holding on to dear life. Mm-hmm. Holding on to stuff that they don't need to hold on to.
Holding on to stuff that hurts. Holding on to stuff that leaves you with this sour face all the time. Now you just walking around like, what's wrong, sis? You all right? I'm all right. No, you're not. Like, smile, be happy. Like, God woke you up this morning.
Facts.
He woke you up to do something special. And you concerned with a nigga. And you concerned with a female. And you have a purpose in life. I want people to understand how important it is to get your purpose, to have your purpose, to understand your purpose, to walk inside of your purpose. You start to do that, and God will make room for blessings to come into your life, bro. But if you continue to be all emotional on your attachment, on your dependency of this person, like that purpose will begin to shrivel.
Facts.
It will begin to wither away like a plant. Put a plant in the window, don't give it no water. All sun.
And being able to detach is like, it's good because you want to be with people that you're aligned with. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we might have a deep love, infatuation, even a connection. But the thing is, if you guys aren't properly aligned, then that could derail you from your purpose.
Absolutely.
You're entertaining people that's just not aligned with you. Sometimes you find yourself wasting your time and be like, dang, like, I'd have been further along if I would have got off of this stop a little bit earlier. But we can't talk about our shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
No, you shouldn't. But if you start your relationship off on the right foot, right? Whether it's the left or the right, starting off on the right one, right? Again, whether it's the left or the right.
Right.
But start off on the right one. Ask questions, have a conversation, talk more so about each other, more so about yourself, right? A lot of people don't like to have conversations when they first meet, bro.
Nobody likes uncomfortable conversations.
He got to asking me what my love language was and how was my last relationship and what's one thing that I wish I could change about myself. Girl, I was just trying to get drunk. Oh, man, she was tripping, man, asking me, like, you know, what's my future goals? What's my 5-year plan? Like, these are questions you should be asking someone that you could potentially be in the bed with if you see it lasting longer than just a session.
But let's just like tap into something else real quick. Think about like, okay, your parents are supposed to be your foundation. If you're thinking about like, you know, in the natural order of things, like if a girl, their father's in their life, that's supposed to be someone that shows them, you know, how to be treated. With a boy and their mom, like, you know, it's kind of the same way. So when people don't have that foundation right there, like, not saying that you can't have healthy relationships, but it starts all the way from childhood. Mm-hmm. People don't ask those questions like, what's your relationship with your daddy? Is your daddy alive? How is he alive? Are y'all close? What's your relationship with your mom? Like all those things I think about now, I'm like, those are questions I should have asked. But it is what it is. I ask those kind of questions.
Yeah, think I don't. Because if you got daddy issues, that's not going to be good for me.
Yeah.
If you mad at your dad because he was always doing something or he's never showing up or he was never there, like, I'm be dealing with a woman that's frustrated and mad and upset and yelling all the time.
And nobody wants to be in a relationship with anyone like, okay, you're a man and you're being somebody's father, not their partner, you're their father. Or it's a woman with her person and she's mothering. Like, it's nothing wrong with being nurturing, but yeah. And I see that a lot.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's necessary to have conversations. It's necessary to get to know a person beyond what their favorite color is, or what size shoes they wear, or what's their favorite sports team. You have to learn a person inside and out.
Yeah, I don't want to be nobody mama. I ain't trying to be nobody mama. Like, if you my person, you my person.
How long before a person introduces you to their mom? What do you think is a healthy wait time? I have to know who you are before I even meet your mom.
Well, I'm probably not the best person to answer that question because when I really think about it, I was just talking to my bestie, like, I'm 42, and I think I may have introduced to my father, my family, my bestie, maybe 3 people in my whole life. I'm 42. It's a little bit of people.
Yeah, I mean, that means I can't speak to your body count, but that's good.
Yeah, because the thing is, just because we having sex don't mean I want you.
Yeah,
I don't want you meeting my people.
I mean, I'm saying, like, if you're not introducing them to your people, you don't take them serious, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And so that's the situation, right? And this is what I'm saying. It's not like you can't have the non-serious relationship before someone that you see. If you're having this conversation and they don't understand why you're asking the questions and they looking kind of perplexed or they giving you crazy answers. Right there is when, okay, good for sex. All right? Or
I don't think
good to go out with, good to hang out with, but not good as a partner because this is going to be a crazy situation. This is going to be ups, downs, ins, outs, arounds, throughs, and I'm busy.
I don't think it should be like a specific time frame, like, okay, 6 months or 8 months. It's just based off of like how comfortable are you with that person?
How does that person make you feel?
Yeah, and the communication, like the communication that you have, and yeah, that's what it means like to me.
6 months. That's all it takes. 6 months.
6 months, you know if somebody's there or not.
Right.
Facts.
After going out, after doing different things, you feel me? Like after seeing them, and honestly, I at least want to have at least a little bit of an argument
Because you really get to see how people
What?
are when y'all not on the
So
up and
guess
up.
what? I will definitely disappoint you in 6 months. Not physically,
Right.
but just not be as reliable as a representative will be. See, a representative will show up on time every time, and then after he got everything and he done met everybody, now you saying like, who is this guy? I don't even know him. So I will call you one time and flake on the date. Though I can't make it tonight. I'm super busy. I gotta finish this. You feel me? Now, well, what you doing? Well, I'm gonna come over to where you are and help you do what you're doing. See that's when you know, like that's when the man knows. All right, I got a winner because she's still trying to come over here and help me. You feel me? Like she's still trying to be around me. She wants to see what I do. You feel me? Like that's cool.
I want to add something. How you handle disappointment.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, how you handle disappointment and how you argue. Because it's an art to arguing. Or
It
you
is.
like somebody to go for the jugular
Oh, yeah.
when you mad.
Off the rip.
And see, I used to be that person. I'm not that person. I don't want to, even if I'm angry with you, I'm not trying to destroy you.
Right.
If I feel that way, then I don't even need to be messing with you.
I get that.
For real.
I definitely get that.
Yeah. Because I used to go for the jugular, honey. For real.
Why were you going for the jugular?
Because it's hurt, hurt people.
So
And
when
it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to get angry.
So when I
get
say I
angry,
want to get back at people, why do you say I was wrong for that?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying when you know better. When you know better, you do better. That's all I'm saying. Holding you accountable.
Yeah. I get
Because you know better.
I do.
So I expect you to do better.
But sometimes it's fun. You feel me?
Absolutely. Sometimes being petty can be very fun.
That's not being petty. That's not being petty. That's evening the playing field. We're good. You can't change a player's game in the ninth inning, right? So if we agree to do something, and then you say, "Oh no, now we're in a relationship." No, it don't work that way. I don't think it should work that way for anybody. And for any man that feels as though it should, it's tripping. It's tripping because it ain't gonna end well.
Everything is subject to change, except death and taxes. Everything is subject to change.
So if death and taxes are not subject to change, why is a relationship status? If we started off like this is how it's going to end. There is unless we came into this situation, right?
And I will never agree to that, but go ahead, I'm listening.
Broke, blind, and crazy. Mm-hmm. And we suddenly became rich, we suddenly could see, and we suddenly wasn't crazy. That's the only time things can change. If we came into the situation and you were a specific person doing a specific thing, and I was a specific person doing a specific thing, we can't expect for those specific things to change in the course of the relationship.
People evolve.
No.
People graduate.
No, I'm not going to. No, I don't want you to evolve. Depending on what you were doing, I don't want you to evolve. Because now you're gonna evolve and you're gonna come with an attachment, and there's no real commitment or foundation in how we started.
So you can't.
I didn't get to ask you all those questions because I didn't care because of what you were doing. I didn't get to figure out what was wrong with you and what were your issues because I didn't care because of what we were doing.
Okay,
so now you want things to change inside the relationship, and we still haven't asked these questions.
Now I'm gonna challenge you.
Know.
Can't you reinvent yourself? As long as you're alive, you have the power to reinvent yourself.
One person. I can't reinvent you.
Exactly.
So
your image is always going to be a certain way.
If how I met you, that's why did they say the first impression is the best impression? How I met you. The first time how I met you.
What if that person was having a bad day? And they might
then
be.
She shouldn't have been all up in my face talking to me if she was having a bad day.
Touche. Okay.
I don't want to be around nobody if I'm having a bad day. I'm going in the house. Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna brush you off. And the next day it might be a better day. You speak, how are you doing? Oh, I'm great. How are you? Right now but no, if it starts off this way, that's how it's going to end. That's just how I feel.
I would like to hear from other people.
Other men? You want other men?
Yeah, other men to
please.
see that. Is that really how it is?
Right. Yes,
how you start is how it's going to be? Things can't be subject to change?
What types of things are you talking about? You got to give me a scenario.
So, you start off in a situationship. You can't evolve.
What's the situationship?
You're friends with benefits.
All right, friends with benefits.
Right. You can't graduate from that?
Can a man that is married
Well, we didn't say all that.
All right, or can that's what I'm saying. So that's where I'm at. But
Okay.
can a woman that is married, right, then switch off and you know what I'm saying? If we're playing and either one of us has a connection to somebody else, that connection isn't real. Our connection is not real. It's not even supposed to be said
Okay.
or done.
Okay.
So it's not a real connection. You feel me? For me, it wasn't a real connection.
So I guess you don't believe that people can't like love two people at the same time. People, you can't like you like. Come on now, you can't be.
You can't love them both equally.
No, but you might love them for two different things.
You can't love them both equally. Even if you love them for two different things, it's still not a 50-50 split.
Okay,
It's not going to be.
Touche.
It's not going to be, right?
Touche.
So if you're attached to someone and you don't love them, then you need to leave them. And if you're attached to me and you're telling me you love me and you're telling the other person you love them, then you need to leave me. Or don't come over here with all that love stuff. Keep that over there, right? He can have it. Just give me the wisdom. You feel me?
Okay.
Let's meet. Let's do what we do. Let's hang out. Let's have. And then they say you can't hang out. You can't go out. You can't be seen. And it's sad. Then if I can't do that, then why are you trying to love me?
People's situations change.
Yeah. Well,
They do. People, just like you said, like the marriage situation, people can be in situations and graduate. I'm just saying.
my man just hit me up and said you can't love them both at all in a relationship.
So you lust for one and love the other? Is that what it is?
You can't love them both at all. You can't love them the same. You can't.
I didn't say the same.
Right. So I mean, if you love them, love is love.
Yeah.
So you're saying I love you, I love you, I love you, right? It's like if I say I love you and you say I love you too, I don't like that. Like I don't want you to agree with what I'm saying. I want you to have your own feeling, and to have your own feeling is not I love you too. It's just I love you, I love you, I love you. Right?
That's different.
And when you're saying I love you too, you're agreeing with what I'm saying. I'm hungry. I'm hungry too.
I never thought about it like that.
Right.
Wow.
So you can get deep inside of love and say, all right, you can't love me. I couldn't, as a man that was cheating, I could not love someone the same way I loved my wife. You feel me? No problem. I don't have no problem with, and that's when it gets petty, right? And that's when people say, all right, you're trifling. I have no problem having what we have and doing what we do, but I can't love you more than I love her.
I'm not saying love them more, but still have a love for them.
How can you love me and you know I'm attached to someone else?
Your emotions, like nobody.
Emotions. And we're supposed to keep emotions out of it. See? We coming back to attachments. Can you maintain a deep bond without letting emotions take over?
I can. I can, but everybody can't.
An emotional void can lead to loneliness if both parties are avoiding vulnerability. I'm not avoiding vulnerability. I'm telling you I ain't shit. I'm vulnerable in I'm not. This is what I'm doing. But at the same time, don't expect for me to be this, I'm going to leave her and be with you and be 100 with you.
It happens. It happens in real life, sir.
I need somebody to call me, 484-802-2383, and let me know if you feel as though you can have a relationship with someone, be married, still go home to your wife. You don't know what he's telling his wife. You don't know what she's telling her husband. She's telling you, oh, it's over. No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. Now
you look at things black and white, and there's always can be a shade of gray.
No, things are black and white.
Not everything.
The only times the black and the white mix together is when you go to sleep. That's the only time. And you wake up and everything's black and white again.
So you don't believe in shades of gray?
No. Why would you believe in shades of gray?
Because things are always subject to change.
Things are subject to change if you allow them to. Things don't always change. Some things stay the same. But we believe that people change, so we give people another shot.
So do people change or situations just change?
I think situations change people.
Bars. Situations.
Because if you were unhappy, you could have left. Like I was unhappy. You feel me? But I was unhappy because I was broken. My inner child was broken completely. Right? He was tormented. And I didn't acknowledge that. So I was hurting other people. So regardless of who I was married to, I would have done the same thing.
Hurt people.
Right? And so once I realized that, that's why I went to therapy. Because I was not only hurting other people, I was also hurting myself. And it became over painful, if that's even a word. It was over painful. It wasn't something that I could just pass off. So let's keep going. How can you make it work? Clear communication. Be upfront about your expectations and boundaries. Again, set boundaries. Put boundaries up in your love life, right? And have clear expectations about them, right? Even though I'm not big on the expectation situation, right? Because you're hoping for something, right? With expectations. Explain how your boundaries work. If they violate your boundaries, what happens? And if they don't violate your boundaries, they ain't got to worry about it. What was the camp at Life? What was the camp called? Right, whatever, they had a gun line. If you cross that, you got a bullet. And they let you know. We don't got no fences here at Camp 8, boss. But we got a gun line. And the gun line stretches all the way around. And if you cross it, it's over for you.
Let me read this next one.
Go ahead.
Emotional intelligence. Recognize when feelings are shifting and address them early. And the thing is, sometimes we get caught up in situations where one person is emotionally intelligent and the other person isn't. And that's just like a disaster. Like, emotional intelligence is so important, especially when we're talking about subjects like this, connection versus attachment, because it's determining factor whether your relationship works, whether it's platonic or romantic. So the other ones are respect. Don't use someone for emotional or physical needs without consideration. This is so important.
What is consideration? No,
if you know somebody is really like wanting to be with you, and
right.
you know you're not on that type time,
right?
Why are you going to keep on having sex with them if you don't really, and you know that's going to, if there's someone that's emotional, and you know that
because it could be good. When something's good, it's good. Like it's not bad.
But we can't. But you if you really care about somebody, you shouldn't just be thinking about the sexual part.
I done already told you. Like we said, this is what we agreed to, right? We didn't agree to walk down the aisle. We didn't agree to be in a relationship. If that's what you wanted, you should have said that at the door.
So things can't change. You could start off one way and.
You gonna ask me that question again?
Okay, all right.
I'm not a salamander, or I can't change my. Right? It is what it is. When you say at the door, I'm like, you knock on the door. Hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Can I help you? Do you have any eggs? You can't come in the house and then see I got eggs, butter, cheese. Can I get some cheese? No, you ask for eggs.
So
you ask for eggs.
So you just
eggs is all you get. There is no cheese. There is no.
Well, they didn't know that you had all that stuff, so they said, "I know he probably got some eggs, so I'm just going to ask for the eggs." But I see you got cheese.
That's
you got all the snacks.
That's why I don't let them pass the door. You can't see what's in my kitchen. You're not going. No, you ain't going through my kitchen.
Touche.
Now, if you come in and you say, I really want to see what's in your kitchen. Now you can come in and see what's in my kitchen, and now you can say what you want. But you came to the door asking for one particular thing.
So you get what you get.
You get what you get, and you don't have a fit. Oh. What's I don't understand.
You run a tight ship, I see. Because
if you don't, bro, like you let anybody in, bro, it goes. Even if you don't let anybody in, it still go crazy. It still can go crazy. Again, emotional. You're emotional. You're super highly emotional, and you're mad and you're frustrated. Go talk to a therapist.
You don't think you're being a little rigid?
Sometimes you have to be rigid. I wish life was so easy and so free and so happy and so. It's not. It's really not. And if you're not rigid right along, then you can't. Sometimes you got to grab onto the rock to keep on moving. So you need that rigidity to grab onto that rock to keep on moving, because everything's not straight uphill. Sometimes it gets a little bumpy. Sometimes you got to hold on with a pinky, right?
I hear you.
If you're not rigid, bro, you won't be able to do anything. Right?
Okay.
Balance. Keep the connection strong without crossing it into emotional dependence. Don't go all, and that's why I said when you first brought this up, I was like, well, that sounds like what men want.
See,
and then on the other side it's not, because we're talking about doing things without letting emotion take over.
not only that, doing things, and it's like you're going to do regardless. Like if you decide you're going to love, you're just going to love. You're not dependent on, well, if this person don't show up this way, I'm not going to show up. Like it's not going to be a tit for tat. This is who I am. This is how I'm showing up. Regardless if you choose not to, and if I decide to pull back my energy because you're not reciprocating, that's one thing. But you're doing
You
freely.
just pull back.
You just pull back.
You don't call nobody, fussing at nobody,
Right.
mad at nobody.
Right. You just pull back.
This is not what I wanted.
Listen, I used to be
And-
what you call it.
Go ahead.
My friend used to say I used to be the 52-word person with the texts. Like I'm just
I'm just trying to figure out what's up with
right,
you.
right. Now I don't have no 52 texts. I don't even do that. It's just like,
This is not what you wanted. I understand that.
yeah, I'm cool.
I wish you the best.
I'm cool. Yeah, I'm
Right?
cool on you.
We can call me. We can talk. I can have a conversation.
I'm cool on you. I can see you out in public, smile, everything. I'm cool off of you. I don't even gotta say nothing. Take my energy back.
Know when to walk away. If the dynamic shifts and it's no longer healthy,
Let it go.
please let it go. If the dynamic shifts and it's no longer healthy, please let it go. It's easier to let go than it is to hold on.
Oh, I want to say something on that. Sometimes we will hold on to things and we are not making space for the things that are supposed to be for us because we're holding on to things that we should have been let go. Let go of that stuff so you can make room for the things that you want to receive.
Real life relationship examples. Friendship and chemistry. Two people enjoy deep conversations, time together, but keep it platonic. That's something that I've never been able to do.
Really?
Yeah. Keep it platonic? I can't. Like, no. And that's just because of the way I was raised.
Okay.
Like,
As you're evolving, do you see yourself getting to that place?
platonic?
Yeah.
I don't want to be nobody's platonic friend. Like, we not friends. You feel me? We text, but we don't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
not hanging out.
Yeah, we
You
don't
feel
hang
me?
out.
Like,
We don't hang out, right?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm good. You feel me? Like,
Right.
because I don't know how to do that.
Well, maybe you should learn so you can understand the art of healthy
I wanna be nobody's
connections.
friend.
I have friends that are males. This
Congratulations.
strictly platonic. Like we just
I don't want that. I'm good.
okay. Touche.
Hey, listen.
Touche.
I'm able to say who I am. Like,
I respect it. You
I
like
don't-
we ain't friends.
We ain't friends.
Respect.
You feel me? We can be brother and sister. If we say
Right.
we brother and sister, that's where we at.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Got
Like,
you.
brothers and sisters are not friends. We have a job to do. You feel me? We come
Yeah.
together and we don't hang out. Brothers
Yeah.
and sisters, you don't see brothers and sisters hang
That's
out.
facts.
Right? We celebrate something. We go out to dinner. You feel me? It's a group of friends
Yeah.
with us. We're cool. You feel
Right.
me? But platonic friends, that says we're spending a lot of time together. We're talking to each other. You know what's going on with me. You know how I feel. I know how you feel. I want to make you feel better. You want to make me feel better. I want to remove your shirt. That's the next step, right? So,
I respect it.
right?
I respect it.
Situationships, a relationship without commitment where both parties understand there's no future expectation. There's nothing in it.
A lot of relationships start off as situationships and they grow and evolve because someone gets feelings and then the other person may get feelings and next thing you know, they decide to graduate from a situationship to a relationship. This happens often. It does. It does.
Right. It's
And again, these people come in saying, hey, you know, I ain't want nothing. And the other person like, I ain't want nothing either. These two people that don't want nothing end up wanting something.
No, one person typically wants something. And that's when the arguments start, and it's not as cute as it was once, and it's not as fun as it once was, and it's not as illegal as it once was. It's the illegality of it that makes it something that you want.
That thrill.
Yes.
That thrill.
It's that getting caught. It's that, once you start yelling about it, I'm like, no, that's like you yelling rape. I'm good. I'm straight. You feel me? Like, no, I don't want that type of situation. I want a real relationship. I want my partner to be for me, right? And if we're saying it's a situationship, it will always be just that. There is no.
You want a tight ship. That's all I want to say on that.
I mean, you have to. You have to.
You're not giving room for any wiggle room. Where's the wiggle room?
The wiggle room is happening right inside you. I'm wiggling inside you.
You know what?
That's the only you. I hope the female has a tight ship.
You know what?
You feel me? Like,
I'm gonna go to the next one.
I'm just saying, like, and that's me. I was always. This has been the thing with me and podcasting since the beginning. Like, people always take it there. It will always have something to do with that because that's just what I see. That's who I am. That's how I experience life. You feel me? Like, and I'm not going to sit there and play with you. You feel me? Like, we going to do what we going to do, or we not going to be around each other. And we're not. And I have tons of sisters. You feel me? Females that I respect,
right,
and have never ever tried to touch. You feel me? And then I have those that I have touched, and I still respect them too. But that's what it is. You didn't say you wanted a relationship. You didn't say you wanted me. You just said you wanted to be next to me.
Touche.
So there you go.
All right, I'm going to read the other ones. So, casual dating, enjoying each other's company without emotional strings.
Right, enjoying each other's I can't casual date.
So how do you find your person if you're not willing to just date to see what you like?
Obviously, I'm not trying to find my person.
Oh, excuse me.
Right.
All right. Business partnerships. Collaborating on a project without needing personal attachment.
Yeah, that's tricky.
What's so tricky about that?
No, I'm just saying, it can be. Business partnerships can be tricky. You feel me? Collaborating on a project without needing personal attachment. People are there to help you because they want to get your attention. They want to get you to need them.
Well, what about if you just have a shared vision or purpose?
That's different.
That's alignment.
That's different. Right? That's both of us having a purpose coming together. That's totally different.
Gotcha.
Right?
So you want to go to the next stuff?
What happens when it doesn't work? One person may want more, leading to resentment. Misalignment of expectations can ruin the connection entirely. And emotional suppression can cause mental stress if feelings aren't acknowledged.
Man, this used to be a trigger for me because I'm a very vocal person now. And like, if I'm expressing myself and I feel like someone is just like crickets, man, that's a easy way to get me to tap out. I'm like, deuces, I'm not going to be expressing myself. You going to sit there with the crickets on me? Deuces.
Everybody's not capable of responding.
And I know that.
Right. You get it.
But it's still a trigger.
Yeah.
Still a trigger.
Yeah. If it turns toxic, it's not an if. When it turns toxic, it will lead to manipulation or emotional detachment in future relationships. So now you just manipulating shit. That was me for a long time. Somebody called me a master manipulator. I said, "Oh, I'm He-Man, the master of the manipulation universe."
Some people use manipulation through sex. They get people to do things by using their body parts, putting their body on other people's bodies, and that's how they think they're going to get their way. People do that, not just women. Men do it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's life. I need my lights cut on. I need to pay my rent. I need to pay my car note. the oldest profession in the history of working. Prostitution. You gonna pay for this? Let me get that.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just keeping it real.
So are we going to do any of these scenarios?
Yeah, we can do. You can do a few. You feel me? We have scenarios of relationships, right? And I'm going to do. Let me see. The no strings attached. Friends with benefits.
Okay.
So we have two people. Let's say Mike and Jackie. They have a great physical and emotional connection, but neither wants a serious relationship. They check in with each other, they have fun, and enjoy the moment without long-term expectations. How it works, both parties communicate openly about their needs and agree, hear me, agree, not to develop deeper emotional ties. They agree that we're not gonna get deep into this. We have to, right? In the beginning. They communicate openly. We talk about how we feel, right? We're communicating. And once you feel as though you love me, it's over.
Jeez Louise.
Because we said this was a situationship. We agreed to the terms of the contract. Now you want to change them. All right.
So you a business person when it comes to your feelings?
Are your feelings not personal?
Yeah,
Is
but
your business not personal?
business is personal. But I mean, okay.
It
Wow.
just saves from the heartbreak. It saves from the pain. Now, what happens if it fails? One person may start catching feelings while the other remains detached, leading to frustration or a messy fallout. I'm trying to save the messy fallout.
So you're trying to prevent that?
I'm trying to prevent what happened because I've been through this so many times before. I'm trying to save us from that. So let's have this conversation. Let's talk about this. And if we can't have the conversation, then guess what's going to happen?
So these two people, they have this connection,
Mm-hmm.
friends with benefits. Let's just say hypothetically, Jackie gets the feeling. So then it's just like, okay, we're not cool anymore because you got the feelings.
No, we're not. We're cool. We're just not having sex anymore. See, because you're getting a little deep in your feelings.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, I get that.
So that's my boundary. I put it up.
So you're still connected. It's just you don't have a romantic situation.
Yeah, we're not
anymore.
having sex anymore. Like if you think you love me just from that, and I told you I'm not. I'm me. I'm not ready for that. I don't want that. Either respect it or don't. And if you don't respect it, that means you don't really care for me. You just want me.
Well, long as you just don't cut off Jackie and you just say, hey, I'm trying to save both of us because I'm not trying to hurt you and I'm not trying to have, any drama. I understand that. I'm just thinking, dang, the girl loved you and you just say, oh, you love me, so, I'm out, deuces.
Yeah. Think about it on the other side. You don't want a relationship.
Okay.
And the man comes to you and he's like, I love you. What are you going to do? You going to tell him, oh, I love you too?
If I don't love somebody, I'm not going to tell him that.
Well, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. If I don't love you, I can love you and not really love you like a relationship.
Yeah.
I can have love for you. I
Yeah.
can care about you. I can worry about you. I can be concerned with you and everything related to you.
But you don't want any romantic ties. I get it.
No. And if you do that stuff, you feel me? I'm going to get to twitching. What's wrong with you, huh? You act. I'm out. See you. Now, am I wrong? No, because we agreed to this in the beginning. Do I got to bring roll back the tape? Look.
So people can't change their mind.
No.
We all can change our mind.
And that's the problem. You want to change your mind after you already said something. You go into T-Mobile and sign up for a 4-year contract with them. How you going to change your mind?
The contract is what it is. But this ain't no contract. This is just
This is just what?
words.
It's just words.
It's emotions.
It's emotions. But it's not a contract.
Right.
So I can break it if it's not a contract.
True.
If you think you can change it, I can break it. Yeah, I'm good.
Emotions are something that some emotions we have, we don't always choose to feel. We don't always choose who we fall for.
No.
We don't always.
No, you're not choosing who you fall for.
We might place ourselves in
You
positions.
you fall for a bum? You fall for a guy living at home with his mom, no job.
I was about to cuss on this. I was about to cuss.
Playing PlayStation all day. Boss smell like the back of his ass. You fall for that. You can't help who you fall for, right?
No, I ain't falling for that.
You do help who you fall for. You 100% can help who you fall for.
You can place yourself in position to fall for certain people. You can place yourself in position to fall for.
9 times out of 10, you'll want to wash him up, get him a shower, take him in front of your boss, get him a job, help him out because you want him to love you.
I'm not playing Build-A-Bear.
You do all that, Build-A-Bear, and he grows legs and walks out and goes out with the chick that he really want to deal with. Whose fault was that? It was yours.
Yes, yeah,
because you picked him up and you got to dressing him and doing different things for him and helping him out and helping him get his GED.
Don't build nobody up because they will soon. Yeah.
So to save you from that, I tell you, cut him off. You get mad at me. I'm your brother. What you mean cut him off? I love him. Why do you love him? You love him because of what you're turning him into? Well, just be ready for a disappointment.
Touche. All right, let's do another.
Go ahead. You do the next one.
All right. The work wife and the work husband. I don't like this stuff.
Why not?
I don't like the work wife and the work husband.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Why isn't it?
I mean, they're not really fucking. On this scenario, they're not having sex. On this scenario, it's just what it is.
Okay.
The only situation is the no strings attached and the travel joint, and I'm gonna break that down. But the work wife, go ahead, read it.
Okay. Derek and Lisa work at the same company. They confide in each other, grab lunch together, and share inside jokes. But outside of work, they have their own separate lives. How it works. There is a deep emotional connection at work, but no expectations beyond that space. What happens if it fails? If one starts relying on the other for personal needs, jealousy, or workplace drama can arise.
Right.
But sometimes these relationships start off cool and casual and, that's my little work boo. But what if trouble in paradise, like you're in a relationship and you're having problems and you're confiding in your work husband or your work wife? And you all have that connection. You're like, oh man, you understand me better than my partner, my spouse. It happens, and next thing you know, something that was so innocent and platonic in nature could turn into something that ain't so platonic in nature. It happens all the time.
I've never had a work wife. Never. Right?
Okay.
And the reason being is because we're gonna do something. Again, would you like a glass of water? You thirsty? You want something to eat? I'm about to run to McDonald's. You straight? Would you take that shirt off? That's what's coming out of my mouth. Right?
Shay.
So I'm not even gonna play with the work wife, work husband situation because I already know me. If I like you enough, that's where I wanted to go.
Touche.
You feel me?
I hear you.
So I don't want to get into your person. How you doing? How you feeling? You good? Yeah. All right, straight. I am going to get something to eat. Would you like something? You give me your money. I'm not going to buy you something to eat.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you went to McDonald's and oh yeah, because you might have to continue to work while I get the break so I can leave. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's hard. We can't play husband and wife at work, and then I go home to my wife and.
Well, I just told you why I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it either.
Okay.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. But that's what happens. Eventually, you will fall for them, right? Mm-hmm. If one starts relying on the other for personal needs, so you're talking to me about your situation. Jealousy or workplace drama can arise. I'm talking to someone else on the floor. And I'm really trying to get with her. But me and you just cool.
Right.
But you see me as your work husband.
Right.
So I ask her what she want, and I don't ask her for no money.
Right.
But when I come to you, I'm like, yo, you got to pay for that joint. You feel me? You got
Right.
some money towards your food. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
Now you feel some type way. Now you mad at her. When the only person you should be mad at is me. Or you shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at yourself
Facts.
for allowing yourself to have those feelings. This is going to be the last one, and then we're going to call it quits. The travel companion. I got a friend by this name, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to say Chris and Kim love to travel together. They explore new cities, experience amazing moments, and return to their separate lives once the trip is over. There's no expectation beyond their time together. How it works, they agree to keep their connection tied to shared experiences rather than emotional investment. What happens if it fails? One starts craving a deeper bond beyond travel. It can cause resentment and awkwardness. You're traveling, and you're travel buddies. Y'all travel, y'all go to different places together, y'all having sex, y'all playing with each other. One person can say, I want this when I get home. See, that's different. Because if I'm traveling with you, you feel me? We're experiencing different things. Like, if I like you, I like you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's a different situation. I don't think that's like all the other situations because we're traveling together. You know, we're getting on the plane together. Maybe we're getting on different planes. Maybe we're meeting in the city. You feel me? Maybe I catch a flight out early to get the room and everything straight, and you come in a day later. You feel me? Like,
Right.
that's cool. But if we're having conversations while we're traveling and we're doing things and we're enjoying each other's company, I don't see us having a problem with trying to make it a real thing at home. As long as we're having that conversation. Now, yeah, because I'm not going to spend all that money on traveling if I don't like you.
That makes
Already.
sense. That
You
makes
feel
sense.
me?
That makes sense. Absolutely.
Because I could go by myself
Oh, right.
and meet some chicks while I'm there. You heard I say chicks, plural.
You're plural. I heard you.
Right. Okay. So no, I'm not. I don't see a problem with that. You want to read another one?
So I'll read this last one since I've been all on this healing journey. The healing connection. Reggie just got out of a serious relationship and isn't ready to commit again. He meets Simone, who enjoys their deep conversations and time together, but doesn't push for anything serious. How it works, they both understand the connection is helping them heal or grow without expecting a long-term commitment. What happens if it fails? If one person moves on while the other is still emotionally invested, it can cause pain or disappointment. What you think about this one?
We both have to be healing, first of all. So I've never ran into that situation before. And I spoke about this on Let's Love Again, like how to be there for your partner while they're healing. I wouldn't have a problem with meeting someone and we're both healing at the same time.
Gotcha.
We're doing the work together. I wouldn't have a problem with possibly being in a relationship.
Okay.
Either.
Okay.
It's the moving on because we're both healing. And maybe both of us, if you understand that you're healing and you're going to find somebody better than me, then that's a conversation we should be having, right? And I think they say they both understand the connection is helping them heal or grow without expecting a long-term commitment. So we're having this conversation, but you don't see me the way I see you. I think that's a lot of what these situations are about. The other person sees the other person in a different light.
Light, absolutely.
So they want more. The
Right.
other person doesn't see that person in the
Right.
same light.
Right.
Right?
Right.
In a lot of these situations, there's no way I could be able to be in this situation with you if I didn't see you.
Facts.
So you have to be a visual person. You have to be able to see people. I'm not gonna say I can see all people, but I can see. Like, so when you come around me and you playing games, listen, I can play dumb. You feel me? But it's not for your benefit, it's for mine.
True.
So I don't have a problem with that. If it fails, then 9 times out of 10, I think that'd be the man that's upset because he's healing, so he's vulnerable.
Right.
Right. And if the woman is healing, she's a little bit stronger. See, that's the difference, right? Women have to be stronger to heal. Men have to be vulnerable to heal.
Wow, that's a good point there.
And and men get, you feel me? That's why I say I got my ice box. Like, you can stick your hand in, you can play with it. You might get a little bit of ice cubes, but you definitely gonna freeze that joint off if you keep it in there too long. You're gonna pull it out, your whole hand gonna fall off, right? Because this is what's necessary to heal, right? We've been taught to be strong, to be men, to say we're okay, right? And women have been taught to be, someone help me. So they have to be stronger to heal. And men have to be vulnerable to heal.
That toxic masculinity,
right.
is just,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard body. But yeah, man, like, uncomfortable conversations, man. It is possible to have a connection without attachment. Can it work? It can, but it requires clear communication, emotional intelligence, and mutual respect. If both people can't understand and accept the nature of the connection, if both people understand and accept the nature of the connection, it could be fulfilling. But if expectations shift, it can lead to conflict and heartbreak. Conflict is hard because it's someone trying to tell you how they're feeling, but not able to say why it hurts. Heartbreak is hard because they're telling you why it hurts, but not able to say why they feel that way. So when you have a frustrated girl or a boy yelling and screaming and he's popping up, or he knows your location, or he knows where you at, and he's yelling and he's screaming and he's hollering, it's like, what is this? And why are you? They're hurt. They're upset. You're not giving them what they want. But again, if you agreed to this in the beginning, you can't change a zebra's stripes. Is it black with white stripes? Or is it white with black stripes? It's the question. No one knows. But we agreed to this in the beginning. We're both zebras. Please don't try to turn into a horse. Don't turn into a donkey. What's those Clydesdales? Don't turn into a big horse with fur on you. It's not going to happen. We're zebras. That's what we agreed to. Now bend over. This has been Uncomfortable Conversations. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
I just enjoy having these uncomfortable conversations. Look forward to, this dialogue every Tuesday. Hopefully we can get some participation. People ask questions in the chat, make it more engaging.
Absolutely, man. I try to get people to hit us up and talk to us, man. We want to shout out everybody that listened to the show. Partner called me up on the phone, trying to see what's up with him. What he wanted to say. I would love to chime in on this topic. He said, that would be a negative. I'll kill him, right? I would love to chime in on this topic. Let me call him and see where he at. Hold on, let me connect the Bluetooth. All right, we're connected. I'm going to call him.
What's up, B?
Yo, good brother, how you feeling?
Sure.
You all right?
Yeah. No, I was calling. I was going to chime in on that topic about work, husband and wife.
All right. Go ahead. You got a couple seconds, ladies and gentlemen. This is. Can I say your name?
Go ahead. Go for it.
Right. This is Ray Phillips. and he wants to chime in on the work husband, the work wife situation. Go ahead. The floor is yours, brother.
I ain't incriminating myself, but they both be on milk cartons.
Now, why you say they both gonna be on milk cartons, brother?
Number one, everybody in my wife's workplace knows she's married, right?
Right.
So if you take the audacity and call my wife your work wife, you got to come up and say, and if you take the audacity to disrespect me and say, if you got to work, you got to come up missing.
Oh, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I think when we I understand your wife. I understand your relationship. You know, I tell you all the time. I respect that. Right. I would love to have that. When I was married, I didn't appreciate that. And even now in my life, it's harder to grasp being that. But
Right.
you have to trust. Right.
Yeah.
And when we explained the work wife and the work husband, it wasn't a sexual situation, right? It was just grabbing lunch together, but outside of work, they have their own separate lives. Like they're just at work. They're just friends at work, right? And everyone needs companionship, right? Whether it's at work, whether it's at regular life, right? And it's not a bad thing. I don't think I would have a problem with my future wife having a work husband. Oh, he feeding you? All right, cool. As long as he know he can't feed off of you. As long as he know he can't get anything from you. You feel me? And you don't want anything from him. It don't make me no. Never mind. I ain't gonna make nobody come up missing unless he tries to violate and go left. Now, once she comes home and she tells me that, yeah, then he definitely going missing. But yeah.
But like your co-host said before y'all explained it, she said, what if it goes past that because your relationship is shambles and she goes to have a conversation with him and then he oversteps because he feels comfortable overstepping?
Oh, you better make sure your wife is happy before you send her to work. Just like your wife should make sure you're happy before she sends you to work. Don't leave the house mad. Don't go to sleep mad. Talk. This is where uncomfortable conversations come in. Now, it's not just the name of a podcast, bro. This is really a thing we should have. We should have these conversations. We should talk about these things in our relationship, right? So we know where the boundaries are. So we know where the cliffs are.
Facts.
Right? Because you think you just gonna walk through your relationship and not talk about it. You're gonna fall off a cliff and your wife gonna keep on walking. She ain't got no cliff on her side. Right? So, you know, this show, this is what this is about, right? Having these conversations, talking about these things so people know that they can have these conversations in real life. My man, Noble Dwayne Miller, conversations save marriages. Conversations save marriages. So if you ever feel like you're above a conversation or you don't want to talk about something, then you don't need to be married.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Facts.
All right. I want to thank you. Got to communicate, bro. You got to over communicate. People don't like that. You're an over communicator. You're always talking. Well, how am I supposed to save my situation? How am I supposed to get you to understand why I love you so much? Why I would do what I do for you? Why I work the way I do? Why I give you what I give you? It's because I love you. And I can't keep getting you to understand that. Sometimes you just got to put your hand up and say, all right, okay. You don't want to talk. You don't want to share. You don't want to get help. I'm out. But Ray, thanks for the phone call, bro. Be safe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll talk soon.
No doubt. Peace. Yes, you can call. Look at that. You can call in to cmpradio.net to Uncomfortable Conversations. You already know my number, 484-802-2383. The number will be up on the show next week. Matter of fact, what's next week? What's the date?
Was it the 19th?
The 19th? Okay. All right. Yeah. We got to, I'll talk to you about it.
Okay.
This is the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want you to remember that without healthy, uncomfortable conversations, I'm not saying your relationship can't work, because it can. If you just want to be quiet all the time, it can. But you know how things pop up. Talking to your partner, expressing your feelings, being truthful about what you deal with, going to therapy can help save your marriage, can help foster a better relationship. Being accountable, being vulnerable, being everything can save your relationship. If you want it, it's there. If you don't, well, keep running. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll figure it out. I know I did. Drea, that's it?
Yeah, this has been a great conversation. Hope we get some more participation. We're going to keep the topics popping. You know, if you have any suggestions of different topics, you know, hit one of us up, you know.
And that'll do it, man. I want y'all to be safe. I want y'all to remember how important it is to talk to your partner, to wish them the best. Even if y'all not in good terms right now, y'all not talking, right? You can still hit them up and talk to them. If you got baby moms or you got baby dads, it's good to let them know that you care about them because you have a child. Even if it's on a bad, rocky situation, right? It's good to let your baby mom or your baby father know that you care about them. And you wish that, and you hope that they find the healing that they deserve.
Remember, before we go, you can't heal what you don't reveal. Remember that.
And that'll do it for the show. I want y'all to have a great, great rest of your week. Today is Tuesday, March 11th.
Yes, March 11th.
And the Eagles traded Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I'm a little upset about that. But it's a business. You got to deal with it. CMPRadio.net, man. This is Uncomfortable Conversations. Always reminding you to take care of yourself one conversation at a time.